from Loitering in Wonderland Studios. With Phoenix West.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to Things That Will Burn in Hell. Today's episode is a culmination of many, many angry feelings throughout the writing of this first half of the book. Because I wrote this, again, on MySpace back in 2006, something like that. Yeah, 2005, 2006, late 2005, early 2006. Living in Mississippi, doing construction work after Hurricane Katrina. Fucking hated that fucking place. I fucking hated everybody there. I had some cool friends there because they were not from there. But most of the people down there were pieces of shit. Like, it's like a piece of shit refugee camp. I don't know what the fuck's going on down there. Miserable sack of shit state. Or area of the state, I don't know. I stopped in northern Alabama on the way down to Mississippi, to southern Mississippi, and had a fucking blast at Tuscaloosa. I was in where the University of Alabama or Alabama, whatever the fuck it is, I don't fucking care. Why am I swearing so much? It's because I'm goddamn angry at the South, and I'm just ready to read this. These are some personal stories. I mentioned that in the beginning of this. I despise this fucking place. Again, it was the biggest sack of shit racist homophobes I've ever met in my life, like openly racist. It was ridiculous. I did not belong or fit in there at all, and I had a miserable time the whole 5 or 6 months I was down there. I had a lot of ire, as you'll hear here. Things That Will Burn in Hell, the South, Ignorance, Part 1. I've been trying to avoid personal stories, but this one is too good to pass up. My escaping from Mississippi has proven to be a fantastical voyage. I barely managed to drive my car to the repair shop. The steering is nearly gone, and it took all of my might to get the car to churn. I drove up to the window, and the man in his late 20s waved me into his office. This is where Jimmy comes into the story. Jimmy was about to fuck me. Judging by his sinister smile on his face, Jimmy was not a fan of lubrication. This is going to be painful, I thought. Today I received a phone call from Jimmy to reassure me he will in fact be lubiously fucking me. $880 to fix the power steering line, $260 for a new belt and tensioner pulley. The giant mechanic dick is now well inside my wallet and is grabbing everything green he can find. He's not fucking me because he's Southern, it didn't help, but he's fucking me on the general principle that all mechanics fuck you. All. When you go to a mechanic, the odds are equal of you getting fucked as it would be to enter a room alone with Ron Jeremy. On the plus side, I had the interesting experience of walking the 4.1 miles home from the mechanic due to their awesome no free ride policy. Along the way, I passed the time and distance by counting beer bottles in the ditch. Yes, I walked in the ditch because of the great Mississippi only occurrence of not having shoulders on their roads. The number of beer bottles on this busy road was staggering. 245 beer bottles in that certain stretch of road. I'd say 90% Bud Light bottles. Keep in mind this is only one side of the road. You can assume that in that 4.1 miles, there are over 500 beer bottles thrown out of car windows. If you felt safe driving through the South, then you shouldn't anymore. Considering how fast weeds grow down there and how often the prison crew cleans up the ditches, this means that most of those bottles were very recent. Only a few I saw had torn labels or were sun-worn. Nothing will compare to the sights I've been lucky enough to witness here, whether it's the countless people who stepped out of their cars with an open beer, or the dozens of people that sit in the middle of their yard and watch traffic on a daily basis. Who needs jobs? Or the 13-year-old black girl who was obviously waiting on the side of the road at her parents' gas station, waiting for someone to pick her up and pay for sex. Very, very obviously. Or the 100+ moonshine dens busted over the last few months. Or the high percentage of customers' houses I worked in which a handgun and shells were kept in a high traffic area table. Or the countless sentences I've had to ask Southerners to repeat 4 or 5 times and still had no understanding of what was said. These people put Ebonics to shame. Or the countless people I've heard use the word nigger in casual conversations. Not trying to be funny or anything. They just call black people that without hesitation to their faces. Or a member of the prison cleaning crew I mentioned before waving his middle finger and yelling at traffic on the highway. Dozens of pathetically sad Southern occurrences have been witnessed by this man here. Well, here's another wonderful Southern sight. Aww, still? Dear South, thanks for the stories, but I think we should break up. I just don't see us heading in the same direction. I plan on moving forward with my life, and I just don't ever see you progressing. Ever. Unless you learn to work on the weekends and more than 7 hours on the weekdays, I don't think you should be allowed to do business in the States. We're evicting you. You have 48 hours to get your shit together or move out of this country. If you do not leave, we will be forced to call the ignorance police. Sincerely, everything good and decent. Secede! We won't stop you this time. P.S. 13 pieces of shit that nobody will miss. Can you tell I was a little angry at people when I was there? The most racist, homophobic sacks of shit. Like even discounting that. Let's just say they're not racist and homophobic and all that sort of stuff. They were just pieces of shit in general, all around. just bad people. I hated everybody there. I really did. Part of it was because of the age I was at. I was 21, 22. I realized that, but when I see and hear insanely racist things, that I was working for a guy and he had these construction guys. He was the guy I mentioned just would drop N-bombs right to their faces. Literally would say, and I'm quoting him, "Hey, like, why don't you get in the car, grab the niggers while you're at it, and head out there. We gotta see if she needs some more work done in her house." And I'm like, these two guys that you've known for 35 years that have been working for you, and they're like, yeah. And then he would leave, and then they would go, motherfucker. Like, they get so pissed at him. I'm like, oh my god, why? I realized they have to work for him, so they have to deal with that shit. But oh my god, I couldn't do it. I felt so bad for him. And this guy, I fucking hate that guy. He a miserable sack of shit, like I keep saying. Miserable sack of shit. Really hate the South. Haven't been back since I moved away. This was written as I was trying to flee. As I was trying to flee the South. That's why I was trying to fix my car so I could drive the fuck away from it. They kept fucking me at the mechanic store, mechanic emporium, mechanic... But they kept fucking me. This is written during, and they kept charging me after too. Oh, it was great. It was real fun trying to leave that fucking place. It's like they knew I was leaving, and therefore would not be spending any more money there. So they're like, we gotta get this guy for everything we can. We gotta fuck him, lubelessly fuck him. Oh, I never even heard of KY. What the hell's that? Is that Kentucky? Some sort of Kentucky sauce I never heard of? Oh, it's clear. What the hell is as good as that? Ugh, I don't want that. Great food down there, though. I will say that. Great food. Almost makes up for the non-stop racist talk. Almost. And the constantly drinking in your car. Almost. Go to liwstudios.com. Check out the shows, the videos. Go to youtube.com/loiteringinwonderland. Send us an email, your hate-filled Southern pride emails, to loiteringinwonderland@gmail.com. I'll put it there because I slur through it every time. It's on the screen. Figure it out. Until next time, and in the meantime, I'm Phoenix West. I'll see your southern asses in hell, which is actually the South. So I'm probably not going to see you there because I'm not going to go back there. So enjoy hell. Enjoy the South. Have fun there. Bye. Secede. We won't stop you this time.